And that's kind of my special power. I like to call myself the happy people maker. Previous to that, I owned hair salons and I was a platform artist in the hair industry. So I taught salon owners and stylists how to grow their business, how to bring technology into their business, even back in the day, how to charge more, client retention, all of that fun stuff. So I kind of bring that aspect to the table as well. Miguel says, no paying clients yet. I've got 2 friends I'm helping with hair salon, nice, and auto detailing. I also got referred to a restaurant owner and 2 estheticians, which I'll be speaking with soon. You are in the perfect place, Miguel. Nice. Thank you for sharing that. And my cousin also has a chair and a hair salon, but nice. Okay. So yeah, there's so much that obviously we can cover. We're going to try and keep this free 5-day challenge really simple and light, and easy for you to stay on track, right? So our first rule that we discussed today is that these calls aren't going to be, for sure, they will not be over an hour. We're also building, here we go. We've also created a membership, like a course inside of our high level account that you guys, as you've registered for this challenge, will receive access to. Inside of there, you'll get access tomorrow morning, first thing. I think we've got it set to send out at like 5 a.m. PST, because I know we've got people in all different time zones, where you're going to have access to, different things that we know are really important when it comes to starting an agency, growing an agency, retaining your agency clients, upselling, pricing, packaging, all of the things are going to be inside of there. So every day we're going to release more inside of that online course membership, the Launch Lab hub, where you're going to get access to that stuff so that these calls can just help keep you moving forward, right? So that if there's any questions around anything that you've gone through inside of there, then you've got Jay and I to answer those questions for you. And just so that we can keep you focused on what the end goal is here, which is to land some more paying clients, right? And just to be really clear on what you're offering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does that sound, guys? Give me like a 1 in the chat if that sounds good to you. Ask any questions along the way. I'm going to keep my eyes on that. And now I'm going to let Jason talk, because I've just been like,
yeah. Okay. So cool. Yeah. Welcome, you guys, and great intro, Shan. So a little bit about my history. I've owned a number of different agencies, and I started out in film and television back in 2002 outside of college. I went to college for like marketing, design, graphics, video, all that kind of stuff. So I've done so many things in our agency over the years. 2005, this movie production company I was working for, they basically folded. They went from 160 employees down to six, not 60. They went down to 6 employees. They asked me to stay. I was like, hey, I'm going to go start my own agency. I grabbed one of the guys I was working with there and said, hey, let's go, build websites for people. So we started doing that. We got some really good contracts, some really fun things that we were doing. But after 3 years of working with my business partner there, I just realized it wasn't really working for either of us. Having a business and having a business partner is a lot like having a marriage. You better want to spend a significant amount of time with that person if you're going to start a business with them. So we just realized things weren't working out there. We got a business divorce. I sold my half of the business to him, and I went and started something new. So 2008, I started Think Big Studios. Matt Chandel, she was running her hair salons. We took things to a next level with hair salons and photography and videos in studio. We had a studio downstairs. We had a hair salon upstairs. We did all kinds of crazy stuff. 2013 rolled around. We had our second kid, Hendrix. And from that, we just decided that we were going to kind of slow down the hair salon side because Shan wasn't working as much as she was before. And she joined us with Think Big Studios. And at that time, we got really big into working with real estate investors and into direct response marketing. So then we became part of Russell Brunson's Inner Circle before ClickFunnels really took off. We did a ton of really cool stuff there. And just really dove deep, and it blew my mind how you can do direct response marketing with local businesses and customers rather than just the passive marketing branding that we were used to. So by 2017, we had decided we were going to get right into the fitness marketing niche, and we had grown to, over the next couple of years, we had grown to 50, 60 clients. And in 2020, we were like, we're all in on this. I think 2019, midway through, we were like, we're going all in on fitness. We've got like 60 clients. We've got 2 other franchises coming on board. And our projections are like, by the end of 2020, we're going to have 100 plus fitness clients. And then March 14th, 2020, COVID killed it all. March 14th, we shut off every invoice that we had. And we're like, damn, now we got to pivot. What are we going to do now? So we took that all, and we just started working with local clients again and just getting out. It's like that question that they ask, what would you do if you had to start all over? Well, that's exactly what we had to do. We had to start all over. We completely started from scratch again. And we just started reaching out to customers and building our brand locally so customers know who we were. And that's also one time when we found High Level. So we kind of got into that and kind of came up with these 2 different niches that we're working with. We're working with local customers, doing reviews and websites and all that kind of fun stuff. Again, getting them online. And then we got into High Level, and some of the stuff that we built in there, other agencies took notice. They were like, that's really cool. And how can I get a piece of that? So that kind of branched off the other side of stuff that we do now, which is High Level Power Tools, tool script services, that kind of thing. And we built some really neat stuff inside of High Level. And we still continue to run our marketing agency as well. So
can I add
Shandell,
something, Jay?
Yep, of course.
I just want to really quickly also add, we kind of went through, and if you've had an agency for a while, you could let me know in the comments if you can relate to this, but something that I really learned quickly inside of Jason's agency was when we first started out, we quickly hired a really big team. And so we were cracking 500 grand a year really, really quickly. Like we joined Inner Circle. We went after real estate investors. I was selling a lot of digital programs for real estate investors online, like driving traffic, with a lot of our clients paying over $10,000 a month retainers. Okay. But our team, our payroll, we were spending a lot of money on payroll. So I want to really touch on this quickly and just say, like, it's so fancy to say that you've got like $1 million a year agency, but what are you paying out when it comes to your team if you're not super techy and you need to pay people to build your funnels, and you need to pay people for copywriting, and you need to pay people to drive traffic and all of that shit? And it adds up really quickly. So I remember making that pivot from the really high ticket, big retainers, big headaches, lots of emails, urgent. You're spending a lot of money on traffic. You're providing all these different, all the different services, and then making that switch over to just fitness. And just providing the one service over and over and over again, and duplicating what we were providing one to many. So we were providing the exact same ad copy, basically the exact same strategy over and over and over. I would have, check-in calls with studio owners. We had like 50 accounts, but our team was so small. Like, I think we had one VA that was helping me with reporting, pulling numbers. one VA that went and collected each studio's content from social media, and that was it. So it was a lower ticket service that we were selling. Everybody was really happy. They were getting amazing results, but running a team and paying a team, that was a monster of a job, right? So today we're going to really talk about, like, what do you want in your agency? What do you want in your life, right? What kind of time do you have to spend? Are you really good at running a team? Do you want to build a big team? Or would you like to build an agency for yourself that you can run on your own, that's manageable, that is just maybe lower ticket offers, which is where High Level really does give us that freedom, right? Could you
Totally.
just sell this one simple thing and deliver that over and over and over and over and over again? And I can tell you guys from experience, and let me know in the chat if you guys, if you're running an agency like that, where it's like all the different services, all the different things, a yes man to everyone. I'll do anything you want. Even though I have no idea how to, we can figure it out for sure. And we can hire people, but then at the end of the day, what does that really look like? So day one here is, for me, it's so important to help you guys get really clear on what does this look like, right? It's a year from now, or it's July, summer's hit. What does that look like for you inside of your agency? Because there's so many different ways it can look. And unless you have that really clear vision, it can get carried away really quickly, right? And then you're wasting a lot of your energy and time. You're losing sleep because you don't know if those Google ads are actually doing anything, or if those Facebook ads are actually doing anything, or somebody maybe didn't have clear expectations. So now they're like, well, what the heck, right? Like, there's all those different things that we really want to help you guys with, right? You can go on YouTube and learn how to do any type of marketing service, set up anything inside of High Level, whatever. Jason also has those tech calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays specifically for High Level support. This is about getting really clear on what does your business look like, and what do you want, and who do you want to work with?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ada said, we are looking to partner with experts in other areas or have referrals and just start with a few offers and build a good clientele, then grow it. Absolutely. I think having a great foot in the door offer and just getting a few things started, the problem is a great idea, the great way to go. The thing is with most agencies, and we've seen this with a number of people. I talk with hundreds of agencies like all the time, right? So one of the things we always find with that is that everyone's trying to sell everything. There's so many things that you can do, but when you're niching down, one of the ways is to niche down is you niche down with a specific industry and say, I'm just going to go and help that industry. What's good about that is then you can just create a ton of content for that specific industry, help them, teach them, educate them, and then help them do their marketing and with the services or whatever that they need, right? Because you know where they're struggling and you can help them that way. The other way to niche down too is niche down with a service. Say, hey, we're going to offer this service to a bunch of different clients, and then know that service inside and out for a few different industries. Instead of saying, hey, we're going to offer 20 different services. And trust me, we've written so many proposals where we talk to a business and they're like, I want to do everything. I want to do YouTube. I want to do Google. I want to do Facebook. I want to do social media. And I want to do, I need a new website. We need new brochures. We need business cards, all that thing. And they're like, okay, give me a quote on that. And then you give them a quote for like 40 grand and they're like, wow.
Well, they
Like,
usually don't even respond.
they don't,
Like,
because
they're
that's just
like,
it's just too much, right?
yeah.
So a big part of it, we found it as being an agency owner, just kind of scale people back and say, hey, we're going to do things in phases. Just like Ada said, like let's pick these few things and sell those things, and then we can go from there. So I think that's a really great approach. So day one, really what we want to talk about today is just getting that ultimate clarity on your customer/service. Who do you want to serve? What do you want to sell? And another good idea here is, and we're going to have this in the training too, is building a list of 100 customers I've got a bunch of notifications popping up. So let me tell you, this is going to be completely off topic, but I posted yesterday in Facebook Marketplace to sell a stainless steel garbage can. I've had about 75 people message me for that garbage can in the last like 12 hours, and it's just like nuts. It's just going. So if you want to market, you might want to sell stainless steel garbage cans on Marketplace.
I don't get
It's
it.
just absolutely ridiculous. Chad's like, there's got to be something wrong. Like that can't be what's going on. And I'm like, I'm just getting notifications constantly of people asking me if the garbage can's still available. Anyways, okay. So one of the great things, and you may have seen this before, which is just building a list of 100 businesses. 100 businesses that you want to work with, and there's a number of ways that you can easily do that. Whether you're using the prospector inside of High Level, or you're just simply going to Google and taking a look at what businesses you want to serve. Now, you might have an idea of what your service is going to be, but I think just having a list of those 100 businesses that you want to serve, or you have an idea of who you can offer your services to, is going to help you build something that we call a customer avatar. And with your customer avatar, you're going to be able to, it's going to give you a really good idea of who that customer is. Again, this is inside the training area. So we have a document that you can fill out about your customer avatar. And it's really just helping you to get clarity on who you want to serve, what's their lifestyle like, what are they looking for, what are their troubles, problems, frustrations that they have, what is the stuff that keeps them up at night because their business isn't going the way that they want their business to go, and what are the irrational, crazy fears that they have of, if my business doesn't succeed, if I don't make it to this next level that I want to make it to, what's my personal life going to be like? What's my wife going to think? What are my kids going to think? What's my family going to think of me? What are some of the weird thoughts that they have? So we have a really good training about that inside of the membership section, where you're going to be able to go and do that. So for today, that's kind of our goal for today, is just helping you guys get clarity on that, on who do you serve, what do you sell. Maybe making that list of 100 businesses, so you have a good idea of who you would want to reach out to. Because the cool thing about building that list of 100 businesses, is it's just going to get you in the frame of mind of thinking about those businesses, thinking about what do they need and how can we serve them, right? Rather than just saying, I want to work with 100 different businesses and offer this service, but you're not thinking about that business in particular. I always find when we're writing copy or content, if we have one person in mind that we're writing that content and copy for, it's so much easier, because then it's like we're speaking to that person, right? We're having a conversation with that person in our head. So building that list of customers and getting clear on who you want to serve is going to be a great way to help you for the rest of the week, where we're going to talk to you about planning out some content, following our AIM method, attraction, influence, monetize. It's a system that we've used inside of our agency for over 10 years, and it works really, really well for attracting the customers that you want. And it's just going to help you get clarity.
Sorry, Jay, it will help you to attract the customers that you want, but it's also the method that we use when we drive traffic for our customers. So it's like a win-win thing. You've got new customers coming to you, but now you can take this framework that we're going to give to you, and you can use that for these clients as far as lead gen. Because that's what every business wants, right? Is more new customers. Whether we're going to give them reviews or whatever other services we're going to provide, we also need to sell them what they want, and they want more business ultimately. So I just wanted to jump in and say that, yeah, you can use it to grow your agency, but also to help those businesses grow too.
Oh, Mark just said, is it still for sale? And I said, is what for sale? And I think he means the garbage can. Yeah, absolutely.
So what
Anyway,
I
was
would
just looking
say
in chat
today is step one: who do you want to work with? Let's fast forward. You've got 30 clients inside of your agency that you need to send reporting out to every month, that you need to provide services for, that you need to answer to. Who are these people? What is their personality type like, right? What type of a business do they own? Are they local to you so that you can pop in and actually speak to them in real life? Or are they all online? What does your day look like, right? Who are these people? What I also love about, and I think we learned this like initially years ago from Russell Brunson, he called it your dream 100, I think is
Right,
what
Dream
it
100,
was.
yeah.
And there's energy around you guys going and really physically listing out 100 hair salons, 100 restaurants, right? Go and take a look at their website, put a link to their website there. What do they have? You'll start to see what they have in common. You're going to start to see maybe something that they're missing as 100 of them, right? You're going to start to see, out of those 100, only 5 have a chat widget on their website, right? Out of those 100, only 10 of them have a mobile responsive type website that's easy to look at on a phone. Out of those 100, most of them aren't posting on social media much. Like what are some of the things that they have in common? Out of 100 of those, how many are running ads? Right? How many are throwing down offers? Like any type of sales or offers, or like what are they doing for lead generation? If we're talking about salons, there's tons of different types of salons. And you can kind of tell, like, are they all independent service providers within that salon? Or is it a salon owner building a team, like promoting their staff? Because they don't all do that, right? Family restaurant versus pub versus steakhouse. Do you want to just work with steakhouses, high-end restaurants? How many Google reviews do they have? Like, I would really spend a couple of hours and take a look, because you will really quickly start to see who you really do want to work with.
Yeah, and I mean, and
Right.
even if let's say, for example, you don't do anything else throughout the rest of the week here, but you just did this one thing, it's going to bring you so much clarity. It's going to give you so much more direction in your agency, knowing where you want to go with things. And one of the reasons why I think, again, this is so important is because your marketing agency, your marketing content, everything that you put out, it's not about you. It's about the business you serve, right? It's about the businesses that what's going on in those people's heads when you're talking to them, when you're trying to pitch them an idea, when you're making an offer for them, what's going on in their head? What are they thinking about, right? So many times as business owners, whether you're new or experienced and had a business for a while, is you think about what would I spend on something? What would I want to hear if I was going to do that? But a lot of the times, and it's hard to get our head wrapped around this occasionally, is that we're not our customer. We're the person offering the service. We're the person offering the product. We're not necessarily the person who's going to go out and buy that product, right? If there's a piece of artwork out there that, and you're an artist, you might be like, hey, I'm going to go create my own piece of artwork. I would never spend $1 million on that piece of artwork, but somebody who's not an artist who collects art would be like, I will easily spend $1 million on that piece of art, right? Because that's who they are, because that you're not the customer, right? You're not that customer. You're not the niche that you're going after. So just taking a look at those businesses, and once you start having those conversations with people, you're going to see what are they looking for too. So I think it's a really good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. One more thing I can add to that too. Let's just go back to restaurants for 1 second. And I mean, if you guys wanted to post, if you have an idea of, a niche that you want to work with, feel free to post that in the comments. This is my jam. Like I could talk about this stuff forever, but let's talk about restaurants really quickly. Again, if we're going to narrow that in and dial that in and go and make a list of 100 restaurants and really make a note of what type of restaurant it is. Let's just talk about a restaurant that has wing nights and offers live music and is more of like a pub type of an atmosphere, okay?
Yes.
What are the problems that they might have? So surface level, they want to be busier. They want all their tables to be full, right? But what are the problems that we're solving? They don't know how much food to order when they've got wing night coming up. They don't know how much staff to have scheduled. So for them, if you put yourself in their shoes, what keeps them up at night? They need to make next week's schedule and they don't know how many people to put on that schedule. There's a fine line between having a bunch of people standing around doing nothing. I know that from owning a hair salon, right? You're paying payroll, right? You need the place to be busy, or you understaff. Something we see around here a lot where we are is they're short staffed because they're scared to have too many people working, but then they do get busy and then people are pissed off because they don't have good service, right? So that is a problem that we can solve. And then what are the things that we can offer really quickly and easily to help solve that problem, right?
Yeah.
That's what we really want to get at today is like, you know, a 5-star high-end steakhouse might have a different problem than like you know, a pub, you know?
Yeah, and they would have just different ways of running things too. So Eric Payton says high-end dealerships and car dealerships. That's who
Love it.
he's looking to work with. Sam says Mexican restaurants plus day spas.
Yeah. So
And then
for
Courtney says restaurants as such. And then Mark Howard said pubs and caravan sites. Yeah, which is really cool as well.
yeah, that's super
So-
cool. So high-end dealerships. I would love to see your Dream 100 list then, right? High-end dealership. I'm thinking instantly of August Motors here in Kelowna. That is where you can get all of your like, babe, what kind of cars are they? They're crazy. Like
I don't know August Motors.
McLarens. Like
McLarens,
McLarens
okay, yeah.
and stuff like that, like
McLarens,
$100,000
Audis,
vehicles.
Porsches. Yeah.
Okay. His problems are way different than the Ford truck dealership. And I would say one would be they do a lot of like fundraising, sponsorship type stuff. So maybe for him, it's planning that, right? Like, what are the problems that a high-end car dealership would have? Probably they've got salespeople knocking down their doors. Maybe it's like different systems, like training their salespeople to be higher end. Maybe would be a problem, right? The customer service, the follow-up. I would think at a high-end dealership, there should be a longer follow-up system when it comes to somebody who purchases a $500,000 vehicle, right? Like the maintenance, like all of that stuff. Is that something that we could set up inside of High Level for that specifically? It's just
I think also just referrals for that industry as well. So if you went and purchase something from somebody in that industry and then being able to refer that salesperson to another person is going to be huge as well. Just creating a really good referral system for them. It was going to be awesome as well. So yeah, I think that's awesome. And I've definitely talked with a number of people and who are just car dealerships, car salesmen. I mean, there's so many salesmen out there who do need help because they don't know how to get, you know, more customers. They're fine when people finally come in through the door, but getting people and advertising for them and getting people onto the lot, you know, and personally, I don't know that niche. I don't know how you're going to get people in through the door specifically for high-end car dealerships, but just more
it would be a strong word of mouth. And they do a lot of different like charity type things. Like they just do like major
because yeah, the messaging you're going to put out is going to be way different, exactly like you said. So I think
Yeah.
Mark Howard said caravan sites. He's a digital nomad who travels the UK. And I think that's awesome because they do have so many different caravan sites. I had a friend back from Saskatchewan who him and his wife actually went to the UK to help manage their sister's restaurant or something like that, their hotel. And then after their contract was done, he basically just had a motorhome that he was traveling around the UK with for the next like 6 months and working remotely. So it was really cool too. So follow up with salesman for the weekend and 24 chat. Absolutely. Really good way to do that. Yeah. So that's pretty much our 5-day challenge. I'm going to
But we're
share
gonna
my
go through some of these comments here, and
Okay.
that's what we'll just finish up with
Want to
that.
finish that? Okay.
Yep, and then you guys will get access to, you know, some more resources, worksheets, things like that around day 1. Then
Yeah.
day 2, did you cover?
Here, I'm going to
what
share
we're-
I was just going to share my screen to go.
Okay,
give a
why don't you do
visual.
that? And then we'll go through comments. So keep comments coming in if you want to brainstorm a little bit, then we'll use the rest of our
Yeah,
call
for the next
after
like
this
15
for
minutes. So
that.
our goal for this 5-day challenge, help you build your agency brand so customers know, like, and trust you, attracting more clients, more sales, and more revenue. What are we covering this week? Today, we're talking again about who do you serve, what do you sell, building a list of 100 customers, remembering that your marketing agency isn't about you, it's about the customers that you serve. So putting things in a message in a way that's going to resonate with them. And especially when it comes to your pricing and everything too, I find so many people will price their products on services based on what they would pay for that product or service. Meanwhile, you have businesses that are out there that are happy to spend, you know, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 for those products and services. And it's all the way that you position them, and you're going to position it different ways for different businesses out there, right? So again, you can niche down by the type of business that you, or the niche, the industry that you want to work with, or the type of service that you want to work with. Day 2, tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to build an offer your customers want. We've got a really great process to help you build at least 90 pieces of content for your niche or industry that you're going to be able to use to get attention and money from the clients you want to work with. So that's what we're going to talk about on day 2. That's tomorrow. And then we're going to cover for the next 3 days, we're going to cover our attraction, our A method. Attraction, how to use the right type of content through social media and advertising to grab the attention of your top 100 customers. Influence, interest and influence, how to deploy the next level of your marketing plan with interest-based content to covertly link your customers to you. It's really interesting the way that it works, and I'm excited to talk to you guys about it. I won't go too much into it right now. And then day 5 is going to be marketing and monetize. Now that we've attracted the people that we want to get in front of, they're attracted to us somehow. They're interested in what we have. You know, how are we going to monetize that? How are we going to do the marketing and monetize that so that customers are actually calling / signing up / requesting demos / giving us their money. And that's what we're going to talk about on day 5. So this is going to be the powerhouse here, and this is going to be the setup for the entire program for the next 5 days. So I'm excited that you guys are here. And if you guys have any questions about that, yeah, feel free, shoot me a message. Otherwise, Shan maybe can reply to a couple of these comments.
Okay, so I just wanted to Mark. Is Mark still on here? I think I see him. Yeah.
Yes.
I've been on Google looking for like more information around caravan sites, and I don't see anything. So I would like to hear a little bit more about like what your first steps are as far as finding, like, what does caravan sites mean? Will you give me more information just for my own?
You rang us this morning?
Oh, do we talk about it or put it in the chat?
Yeah, no, talk about
And
it.
you
Sure, that's
can
fine.
talk about it.
Oh, okay. Right. So look, the thing is, over the UK, a lot of the caravan sites are self-managed. And interestingly enough, there is a site called the Caravan and Motorhome Club that's got over, I'm guessing 40,000 sites on there with all the company details and everything. So I've got the database I can get to.
Yeah.
So what type of services do you want to offer them?
Okay, so the biggest problem they've got right now is online booking. And getting people to actually rock up. They get a lot of people that don't turn up.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you said if they're unmanaged and there's nobody there, do they just have like basically lots and you can pull in? You kind of just rent it
No,
online.
they're
and-
self-managed. There's people there. They're self-managed. You always have
Oh,
somebody
okay.
on the site.
So you pay when you get there.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, they don't even take deposits, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me of kind of what camping is like out here in BC, in Canada. Like first come, first served. You can't book online. You just find the dude and pay him some cash kind of thing.
Right. So you're limited to only 5 caravans per site.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
is
it's a-
that, are they looking actively for help is my first question.
The question is they don't need they need the help, but they need it, if that makes sense.
Right. But do they actually want to change?
Look, I've been doing this traveling now for 3 years and they've all got the same problem. We
Yeah.
we're having people that won't turn up, we're not taking deposits, we don't know how to follow up on these people. It's always the same questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's definitely a solution where you can go in and talk to them and get that in front of them and build that out easily for them. And yeah, that's a great little niche to get into.
And the pubs thing is just more because I'm so interested in what you guys set up with the restaurant system,
Totally.
which I spoke to you about before, Jason. I need to have that as a separate conversation now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
For
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. I just wanted to get clear on what that meant so that I can think more about that over the course of this week and help you come up with some fun different strategies and things that you can do to
Court-
help grow that.
Courtney had a really good question. Restaurants is
Yeah.
such a broad category. Is it advised that we narrow it down? How far do you suggest niching it down? I know Sam here said that he's just going to work. He's looking at just working with Mexican restaurants right now. It doesn't hurt. We've narrowed it down more to like pubs and breweries that we typically work with. So you kind of have a better idea of how those go. I personally don't know a whole lot about say like high-end restaurants. I know that there's the couple of agencies that have our system and are using our system who are working with higher end restaurants to offer them like a rewards loyalty system like that. So it doesn't hurt to niche down a little bit, but I don't know if you have to go and say very, very specific. I'm only going to work with this type of restaurants. It's entirely up to you. I know I was talking with Dre and Cassiopeia. I can't pronounce her name right properly usually, but they have they're going after more like African type restaurants. I believe that's what we were talking about in our last conversation. So just niching it down and who's their market, who are they more familiar with, and I don't know if you have to niche down specifically. What I've always found, and you guys can tell me your experience with this, is that as we're starting out and we're venturing into like new niches and we're going after different customers, we tend to find ones that just stick. It's like, hey, we started working with this industry. That's cool. We're gonna try these guys out. We started working with them. We got some really good results. We started building that up. And then now we're going out and talking to more people in those specific industries, right? Shannon's going to send out Eric just asked where we can get the worksheets from. Shannon's going to send out an email with all that information.
Can I give you what my answer is? Because I feel like this is where you guys are going to get. Here's the thing. You could listen to 80 different people talk about this stuff and you're going to have 80 different answers. Jason and I don't necessarily have the same answer sometimes, and that's okay. I think when you are just starting out and just building a brand, it is a lot easier to think about one thing, one type of service, one type of bar, one type of salon, one type of restaurant, one type of cleaning, home cleaning company, because then you can easily send out proposals You can easily get feedback and make tweaks and launch their stuff and create systems inside of your agency so that you can scale without wasting a bunch of time. I'm a really, really firm believer in that. We've been in this for a really long time, so we work with multiple niches, which is great for you guys because you can tap into us for really, honestly, probably any type of business. But what if you could enter the marketplace and say, I help you pack your happy hour. This is a pack your happy hour package, and it speaks to that one problem. You're going to get better results speaking directly to one person versus trying to be for everyone. You're gonna attract people.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. You're always going to attract other people from outside of that, but you are the expert in blank. Right? Because then when you're creating your content and we're going through our AIM method and we're attracting businesses to you, you need to be able to say, I help blank with blank. Right? You can't help everyone and you can't build a business that way, especially in the beginning. So I really think restaurants, you know, what if you could just go to 100 different bakeries and say, I've got a digital punch card, right? How about a digital punch card? You know, or what if you could go to, you know, 100 salons and say, I've got an automated referral system that I can plug into your business like this, right? It's so much easier than just being like, we do everything for everyone. And restaurants, you're gonna attract other restaurants, but I think if you could just get clear on 100 pubs or 100, you know, family friendly, there's different offers there that you can run for lead gen. There's different incentives that you can provide to those customers. And something you can build inside of your agency and duplicate really quickly and really easily. Does that make sense? So I really think, yes, niche down. Like, why not go talk to 100 of the same type of person and hear what their problems are and solve those problems? It'll be the same, probably, right?
So yeah, as far as this week goes, it'll definitely help you to narrow down because it's going to help you create the content, create the conversation, create the messaging that you want to create. Charles Higgins here on Facebook says, I always tell people to go back where they came from, if possible. This is because you already know that industry, you know the problems that they faced, right? So going back to what is your experience? Have you worked in restaurants? Have you worked in the fitness industry? Have you worked in car sales? Have you worked in all these things? Or, you know, what are you familiar with? It's a good idea to go back to those because you have that language that you're already speaking with those people, right?
Yeah.
That might not be the direction that you want to go, which is perfectly fine, but it's a good fallback thing to be like, I have a ton of experience with these people. Let's do that. Now, our experience comes from, we did a lot of marketing. We had a lot of businesses come and we worked with them, and we developed systems to help us create the content and get down and figure out who their customers are and help them niche down that way too. Because when you're doing marketing, when you're putting out ads, you can't put out an ad that's going to attract everybody, right? You can't speak to every person at the same time. Now you can create different ad sets, you can create different marketing material and run different campaigns that speak to different people. But that one campaign that you're creating, you can't create that and then expect that to work in a very, very wide audience. You know, so the better you can speak to that one set of people, you're going to get better bang for your dollar, especially when you're spending money on ads, because then you're connecting with the type of person and talking about the problems that they're having, which is going to make it a lot easier to attract those people into your business.
Yeah. The other thing that I want to touch on quickly too is that different types of industries, niches, whatever you want to call it, different types of business owners have different types of personalities. Let me say that again. A realtor has a different type of a personality. 9 times out of 10, they're a lot alike than what somebody who's running a home cleaning service company is. Now, let's talk about home cleaning services. That came up in the chat. Somebody who's running, you know, a smaller home cleaning service company with maybe 1 or 2 people working for them has different problems, different personality type, different issues, different goals than somebody who maybe has 10 cleaning trucks and has multiple, like a giant team, right?
Right.
A plumber who is self-employed versus an HVAC company that has several trucks, employees, equipment, blah, blah, blah. Different offers, different problems, different way to reach out, different way to present things to them, different conversation altogether, right? Somebody who's running a food truck has a different schedule than somebody who's running like a 5-star Michelin star restaurant, right?
Three-star.
It's usually like a chef.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Their day looks a lot different than somebody who's running a food truck. So the more we can really, like, I like to call it like name your Betty. Like, what is that person's name? What is their day like? Do they get up and go buy from the farmer's market, you know, all their ingredients for the restaurant that day? Are they planning menus all the time? Or are they, you know, are they running like a family restaurant where the menu doesn't ever change, where it's just always the same, right? 2 totally different lives, 2 totally different conversations. And for you and your life, it's different management too. Like, it's different working with those people. Like, you're going to get emails at midnight from a realtor, you know, saying like urgent, 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 right? You're going to get restaurants. What we found is once you set them up, they're really hard to get a hold of. Once you get in front of them and get them set up and you send them reporting every month, you barely hear a word. Like, it's,
Yeah, as long as things are coming in and
You
you can show
know,
them what's going on. Yeah.
fitness, if you're interested in fitness, whatever it is, you guys, we've got, I think Jay showed on a call last week, thousands of proposals and packages.
I think it was like over the years we sent out like almost 1,000 proposals
So
to different
anything
to
that you
businesses.
guys need throughout this week as far as resources go, let us know. We're here to give all of that.
I'd
Like,
like
if
to
you
just
haven't seen all of it.
yeah, I'd like to just say something here that Charles again wrote on Facebook. Watching our video here, he said when he first started out with High Level, he went back to automotive because that's where he spent the last 20 years in corporate, and he knew that business. So he knew the problems and he had the solution. Most importantly, already had the know-how, familiarity, and trust because he had been in the industry already, right? Having said that, after they had their first 10 clients in the automotive space, they pivoted, which is perfectly fine. But it made it easy to get that initial revenue going because they had the know-how with that industry. They decided that they didn't want to work with that industry anymore. It totally happens. You might start with an industry and decide, hey, I don't want to work with these guys at all. But it, like he says, it definitely helps to get that revenue going and start having the cash flow, which is so important. Sam
Yeah,
here
when you've
said,
got cash flow, then you're not making decisions out of desperation too, right? Then you're not selling like everything for nothing just to get money in the bank. You've got like, people like to call it like fuck you money. You can say yes or no to what you want when you've got a few clients that you're comfortable with that are paying you. Go ahead, Jay. Sorry for
Totally.
interrupting.
Sam said you mentioned food trucks. Have you had direct experience with food truck operators? We've got a couple on the go right now, but again, they're very hard to still with restaurant niche. It's somewhat difficult to get them nailed down. So I'm having conversations with them right now, but I think it's a great tool because I've actually just reached out to a local person who runs a Facebook group specifically for food trucks. So to try to get the food trucks more exposure. And I'm having a conversation with them about reaching out to more of the food truck owners because I think they have the same problem. They go out, they don't they're showing up at different venues, but they're not advertising about where they are. And the thing is with food trucks, if they don't have something set up, like they have a list already, they're not building that list, then nobody knows where they're going to be, right? And as marketers helping the restaurant industry, what we really want to do is we want to help them build that list so that they can stay in touch with people. They're using social media, but again, a food truck specifically, if they're at a location on Monday and a different place on Tuesday and a different place on Thursday, social media doesn't necessarily work for them because especially Instagram and things like that, because it's not timeline, it's not chronological, right? You're going to see on Wednesday, you're going to see a post from Monday saying that they're at this location, where on Wednesday they're actually at a different location, and then you see it on Thursday and they're somewhere else, and it's just it can be a nightmare. So being able to send out a message out to their list where everyone gets it pretty timely is going to be important for them.
Yeah, I think too, letting your customers know that you're sold out for the day. Lots of food trucks sell out quickly. And so let your customers know, like, don't bother coming down here in an hour because we're done. We're packing up. We're sold out. That does happen.
It happens, yeah, absolutely.
Courtney says the most challenging problem to solve is the one that the prospect doesn't know or believe exists. That's so true. If we can lead with something that they already know is a problem and give them a simple solution versus trying to, you always want to sell somebody what they want and then give them what they need, right?
Yeah. And one of the cool things too, Charles just mentioned too, is the Facebook, Instagram trigger inside of High Level now, for specifically for food trucks. If they can post their food, if they have food posts or anything like that, and you're like, hey, comment on this post, and then we'll send you a message kind of thing, and you'll get whatever. You can send them a coupon for that. You can get them directly into the restaurant marketing system, send them a coupon directly from that, collect their name, email address from that, and then be able to message them out later at any time as well. So that's really neat. Yeah, okay, well, I feel like that should we've hit an hour. I feel like we should all get out there and get some stuff done. We're going to send out an email right away with the workbook, the link to the membership page where you can get in there and get some of these resources. And we look forward to chatting with you guys tomorrow. Give me a thumbs up or a one or something like that, or heck yeah, if you guys got value from today's call. Appreciate it. If there's any questions that you guys would like us to cover over the next couple days, I would absolutely reach out and let us know.
Yeah, and I would say, like, it's been hell getting the restaurant set up. That's funny. We're going to get into that this week for sure, Courtney. I think for today, just a task, just do it. Your Dream 100. Like, go and take a look. I bet you if you spent 10 minutes per business, put their name, their location, get their contact information, take a look at their website, their social media, and just start to see, 100 pubs, 100 med spas, 100.
I'll share a little thing here too.
Whatever it is, and just do that one thing.
If you haven't used this before, inside of High Level, there is the prospecting tab under agency view. Right. So we're not going to necessarily generate reports just yet, but we can search for prospects. So we can look for breweries in Kelowna. We can do a search there. Do we have to do a search there? Yeah. Breweries, like for example, in Kelowna, BC, Canada. And it's going to do Google search, and it's going to bring up all of those ones, and you can take a look at what they have. And then you can also generate reports inside of here as well. Now, I think High Level changed it so you can generate their reports. It's going to cost you to generate the reports, but what it's going to do is going to show you, hey, do they have a WordPress website? Do they have Google My Business set up? What kind of ratings do they have? How many ratings do they have? Like this one here, Big Bear Brewery. They've got a website. They've got Google My Business. They only have 7 ratings so far, and you can go through and do that. Conversion rate, I don't know why it says unlikely, but it's going to give you a good idea of those kind of things. You can do the same thing with hair salons. We were just talking about those kind of thing. In Kelowna, BC, Canada. Again, you could do this, and this is going to
and
bring
so
up a bunch of different hair salons, right?
We will add inside of the membership section that you guys will all gain access to. There will be a quick training around how to use the prospector tool inside of High Level. A quick training around my favorite way to do it is not this. It's like going to look at Google, then going to look at social media. Like I've got a full step-by-step training around that. But I think for right now, just your list.
Oh
Make
yeah,
your
you can 100% go to Google and just do all this too. But this is gonna show you a bunch of different things. So this one just takes people directly to a booking page. Here, like nothing about the salon or whatever. It looks like it's says Dre's Hair Salon. Oh, I know where that is. Yeah. Yeah, it's a barber. They're a barber. Anyways. Yeah, so it's just a good, you know what? Yeah, they changed it. Was it like last week or the week before where they changed it to generate a report now? 5 premium reports left for this month. Oh, just you can generate basic reports. You know what? I haven't tried to see what the difference is between a basic report versus a premium report. So maybe I'll play around with that and see exactly what the difference is here too. So we'll chat about that later as well. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you guys all being on here. That is awesome. I know.
I'm super surprised.
Yeah, no.
So
good.
I was like, I don't really think anybody's gonna jump on, but we're still gonna go on and we're still gonna do
No, it's
this
been
thing.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Post in the group. Like if you haven't joined that Facebook group, search for it's High Level Tools, Scripts, Snapshots, and Systems. Post in the group your homework. We are going to one last quick thing. I know it's 107. Make a wish.
107 make a wish. Yeah, why not?
Okay, one last thing. We are going to implement Jason's loyalty and reward system throughout this 5-day challenge. So there will be points and rewards and fun prizes along the way. And I'm going to say for today, Jason is 6'8". I just got sidetracked there. He's huge. I'm not. So post in the group, snapshot, a screenshot of your homework, which is your list of 100 customers. Telling you right now, something comes from that, like energy around just doing that one thing. Trust me, some kind of magic is just going to come from taking that one action today. Don't get stuck in your head. Don't make it fancy. Get yourself a Google sheet and just go do it, or a notebook, and just write it out. 100 customers, 100 clients to your agency. Okay? Do it and post it and share it, and you'll get some points. Okay? More tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Right on.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow. Okay.